Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I am Rafaela Gonçalves, I am business bachelor, and this is my space to talk about business, entrepreneurship, and related topics with you. First of all, I would like to kindly ask you to like this video and also subscribe to my channel. It's not gonna cost you any penny, but it means a lot for me. So today I am here to talk about working smarter and not harder. I don't know about you, but I always feel like people are all the time comparing to each other to see who works more, who has less time, who is more exhausted. But the whole point of having a job is not only to fill our agendas, but is to do something with a purpose, to do something great, to do something that is gonna make us proud of ourselves, and of course to make a living as well. Many people quit their jobs with the excuse of having more time to spend with their families, to go for their hobbies, for their activities, to don't have more a boss, to be their own bosses, and that's all very great. But actually, what unfortunately ends up happening is people spend the whole day in front of their computer and not having time to do any of those tasks that they were planning to do, not the tasks that they were supposed to do of the work, and not spending more time with their families, going for their hobbies, or whatever else that they were planning to do before. So today I'm here to share 6 tips with you of things that is gonna really help you to work really smarter and not harder. And after all, the whole purpose of this video is to help you to have more time for really matters in your life, whether to spend more time with your family, to have more time to go for your hobby, and of course to do your work in a much smarter way. So let's dive into. The tip number 1 is be clear on your purpose. What are you really trying to achieve? Sometimes we get caught up in the process, overthinking about minimal details and not really thinking in the why we are actually doing that. Of course, we don't have to neglect the minimal details because those are the ones that really makes a difference, but sometimes we spend too much time like responding emails and looking for another minimal details that we could easily delegate it. And the whole point here is to be mindful in what you are doing. Really focus on what is gonna make you move forward instead of just filling your agenda and making you more busy and like just to giving you the sensation that you are doing a lot of things, but actually it's not moving you towards your goal. Tip number 2, have a strategy that is gonna lead you from the point A to point B. So every time that I need to set a goal, I like to think about the SMART anagram. So first of all, your goal has to be specific. What exactly you want. Have the big picture. Have this very clear in your mind. Second one, it's measurable. How can you measure that? I love the phrase of Peter Drucker that says, what we can measure, we can manage. So be clear to track all the process and measure everything that you can measure in order to better manage it. Of course, we always have to dream big, to have big goals, and that's super important, but make sure that it's something that you can really achieve. It's not of 100% out of your possibilities. A stands for achievable. Of course, we have to dream big, to have big goals. That's very important, and I am the first person to encourage you of that. But also have in mind that it's something that has to be achievable, that it's possible to reach under your circumstances. But make sure that it's achievable and also that it's gonna challenge you in some way. I think that it's the brilliant spice of the goals. It has to be challenging in some way. R is realistic. Don't set goals that you know that you're not gonna accomplish in that time, and maybe after all you're gonna be frustrated because you couldn't achieve it. And maybe when we set goals that are not very realistic and we don't accomplish, we feel like, oh, this is not for me, and we give up, and this is not the point. Set something that is realistic and that is gonna challenge you. Last is T, that is time-based. every goal you have, you must set a time for it. Is that 1 year? Is that 1 month? Every goal, you must have a final date, because if you just set a goal randomly and you don't know when you wanna accomplish, it's gonna be like on the space. You never know what to do. It's not gonna be able to manage very well, because everything's gonna be moving so slowly or so fast in a not good way. So make sure you set a time and you keep moving step by step to achieve that big goal in that specific time that you set. Tip number 3, have a prime mover. You know that whatever goal you set, there are a lot of actions that you have to do to accomplish it. However, you have to focus on your prime mover. For example, if you are doing a diet, if you want to lose weight, you know that you have to eat less calories than you spend. So maybe your prime mover can be eating less or exercising more. So that's the point here. You know that you have to do a lot of things to accomplish that, but you have to focus on only one thing, and maybe the other ones you can delegate it, so you have more time to focus on what really matters and what is your prime mover and what it's really gonna lead you towards to whatever you want to get. Another point in here is to remove those activities that you are doing meaninglessly, that it's not gonna lead you to anywhere. Or maybe there are things that it's important, the small details, as I told before, but make sure that you can delegate, or that it's not robbing your time, that you are doing something else that it's more important in that moment. The tip number 4 is let it flow. The state of flow is when you get 100% focused in one specific activity. You not even stop to do anything else, because you are so immersed in that anything else in the world doesn't matter. Only that activity that it's getting you in that state flow. Depends on what you are doing. Maybe it's a bit more difficult to get in the flow state, because it can be a difficult task, something challenging, or maybe it's not that pleasant. However, it's important to find your proper time to do the flow activity, let's say. Many people find their times of higher concentration in the first hour in the morning. Some others prefer at night when everyone in the house is already sleeping, and others even like when they are doing another activities like washing the dishes or maybe going for a walk with the dog. However, you have to find your time of higher concentration. It doesn't matter when or where. Just find it and take this time to let your ideas flow and to do the most important thing in that time. So find your time with your higher concentration and take this time to dive into your prime mover. Tip number 6. I love this one and I think that it's very useful. Is the Eisenhower matrix. Basically, you have to separate what is important and not important, what is urgent and not urgent. What is important and urgent, you have to do it now. What is important and not urgent, you can schedule it for another time. What is not important but it's urgent, you can delegate it. Find someone that can do it for you. And what is not important and not urgent, delete it. You don't have to do that. And for you that got in the end of this video, I'm gonna give you a bonus tip that is batching your activities. Basically, you have to block hours in your calendar every day in the week, and you can split in the morning and afternoon. So for example, if you have to work in the content production of your social media, you select the Monday morning to do that. And in the Monday morning, that is gonna be the only activity that you are going to do, like to work in the content for your social media. On the Tuesday evening, maybe it's your time to record some videos for your YouTube channel, for your Instagram, or whatever else you have to do. So block hours in your calendar and focus on only one activity. Anything else you have to do, delegate it or schedule it for another time, but you have to stick to that because it's important to keep your work even smarter and not harder. So this is the end of my first video. I just shared with you a lot of tips that I think that it's very useful to help you to work even smarter but not harder, and I hope you liked. And if it's possible, I would like to ask you to share it with your friends, and also tell me here in the comments if you have any other idea of business entrepreneurship or any other topic related. I would be honored in receiving your suggestions, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye!